Hey everybody, this is Chef Patrick Hall from Lakes Region Community College. I'm coming out to you during this time of COVID. The one thing that I'm missing is coming out and seeing you folks. Okay, and then come out and doing my demonstration and coming out and doing all uh, my presentation and just all around teaching you about college and just giving you the option of taking a look at our school. So we're gonna start doing is doing it virtually. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you my presentation here. And then after my presentation, if you bear with me, we're gonna do this virtually. And after my presentation, what I'll do is I'll do a cooking demonstration. You can watch the cooking demonstration. And here's where I'm gonna be a little bit tricky with you, is that I'm actually gonna come to your school and deliver the food. A lot of your schools won't let me inside of your school. So I'll bring the food to you, kind of like a delivery system. Your instructor can heat it back up, or you guys can sample some of the demos that I'm doing for you. So you can still have it virtually. I want you guys to be interested in college. I want you guys to come out and take a look at our school. Okay, and you guys can still take a look at our school, just in small groups, and we just got to follow the COVID guidelines. So we got to put masks on. If you have like 5 or 10 students, we can take them in small groups, walk them through our school at any time, wear masks. You have to go through a checkpoint, get your temperature taken, and you have to fill out a form in order to do so. Um, so I just wanted to come out and talk to you. So that's still an option. If you still want to come see our school, you can still see our school. But as I said, I'm Patrick Hall from Lakes Region Community College. And when I come out to schools and I talk to schools all the time, I always talk to people, college students, and I ask them one question. I said, who here wants to go to culinary school? In general, I'll come out to career and technical centers like yourselves, and most of the people that are inside your classes want to do culinary, you want to do pastry, or you want to do some sort of hospitality program. Okay, and the first question I always ask, I said, okay, who here has looked at schools? People raise their hand, all right, and they say, oh, I've looked at Johnson and Wales, I've looked at CIA, I've looked at all these other schools, and I said, that's great. These are great schools. I'm not knocking any of these schools. I just want to tell you about our schools and the opportunities for our schools. So um, I'll just tell you a little bit about myself. I went to Johnson and Wales University back in 1995, so quite some time ago. All right. I graduated with my bachelor's degree. I graduated my bachelor's degree in '97. So it was quite some time ago. I've been a chef all over the place. I've been a chef at the Chico Lodge Resort in the Florida Keys, to the Spring House Hotel in Block Island, to the Westin Hotel in Providence, Rhode Island. It's a great career. I want you to get into this career. Even during this time of COVID, when things are a little bit crazy, people are still looking for help in this industry, and people are still paying people to become chefs. Or people are still starving for chefs. Okay, but our industry is much more than that, and it's never going to die. Okay, because guess what? All right, we are the second largest industry in the world next to government. All right, so what does that mean? All right, you could start here and you could go all the way across country to California and still never not have a job. Okay, so that's important. But here's the biggest thing that I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you about college in general. All right, because you guys are growing up in a different time and in a different era than I grew up in. Okay, where grew up in, like I said, I went to Johnson and Wales. Johnson and Wales was $18,000 a year. Does anybody know how much that school is nowadays? Well, that school nowadays is about $55,000 a year. Okay, as a matter of fact, an average, okay, of any university that you're going to go to is anywhere from 45 to $60,000 a year. Okay, and that's what you're growing up with. That's what you have to face. Okay, so it's important to know your options, and that's why I'm coming out, and that's why I wanted to talk to you a little bit about college. Okay, so I always encourage you to get as much education as possible. Why? Well, every bit of education that you're gonna, or that you're gonna get is gonna open more doors for you. Okay, I want you to get as many degrees as possible. Okay, I have my master's degree. I wouldn't be teaching right now unless I didn't have my master's degree. Okay, at the college level. All right. So I took the steps to go through school, but the biggest thing is don't bury yourself in college debt. Going back to Johnson Wales, so school is about $55,000 a year. Okay, so let's say you went and got your bachelor's degree. Okay, your bachelor's degree is 4 years. Okay, let's just average the cost off at $50,000 a year. How much money is that? That's $200,000. Does anybody know how much 200? That's almost $250,000 that you could be putting yourself in debt with. Now, some of you get scholarships, some of you might not. You can't always guarantee that. But don't think that just because schools are so expensive that you don't have options. Okay. What if I told you that I could get you to your master's degree for about $65,000? Would you do it? Yeah, of course you did. I had one student, and this is the way you got to think about it. I had one student that started with us. Okay, he went on to Plymouth and Plymouth State University. All right, and he went on to NECI, then Plymouth State University. All right, and then finished, and it cost him about $65,000 total. Okay, and I'm going to tell you how. Okay, so going back, okay, Johnson Wales, $55,000 a year. Does anybody know how much Lakes Region Community College is? Okay, Lakes Region Community College is $6,500. $55,000, $6,500. Okay, and I know some of the biggest mistake that you guys face is that you guys want to go and you want to get away. You want to go away to college. All right, this is your first time that you've been able to go out and be on your own, and that's great. Okay, so here's another great option too. We also have housing. Okay, so if you chose the housing option for Lakes Region Community College too, so it would be $6,500, a year for just the schooling, and if you had added the housing, it would be more like $14,000 a year. Okay, give or take. All right, so but it's still a fraction of the cost of going to a university at $55,000 a year. Okay, so I want to show you a little bit, and I have my screen up here, and we're going to do this virtually. A little bit about our school. The first thing first, where is Lakes Region Community College? Well, Lakes Region Community College is located in the Lakes Region. Okay, just like it says. All right, if you've never been here before, it's vacation land. All right, we're around Lake Winnipesaukee. People have their boats and their homes here. It's beautiful, especially in the fall. Okay, in the wintertime, it's got a little bit of everything. This is the biggest secret about Lakes Region. It's not a secret, but it's the biggest thing about Lakes Region Community College that I can tell you. Okay, so it's important because we have hotels here. There's things to do here. Okay, and so I always say there's 3 reasons why I want to go to school. Okay, number 1, how much does it cost? Okay, like I just said. Number 2, okay, do they have your concentration? Do they have culinary arts? Do they have pastry arts? Do they have hotel restaurant operations? What do you want to do? Okay. Number 3, where is it? All right, you choose a college also too for its location. Okay. We have other schools that are way up north. Okay, that are out in the woods. It's like now. All right. Maybe you like that. Maybe you're a hunter. Maybe you're fishing. Maybe you don't like a lot of things going on. Okay, well maybe that's the place for you. Hey, I went to Johnson and Wales. Johnson and Wales was the city. Right? When they would come out and they would talk to you, they would say, okay, if you're gonna go to the store, you're gonna walk on this street right here. All right. But don't go one street over because there's a lot of gang violence. Okay. So maybe that's not for you. Maybe the city's not for you. Lakes Region Community College is in vacation land. It's not city. Okay. But it's not also in the boonies either. Okay. So, and this is a little picture of where we're at, and you can kind of see, where we're at. They have, lakes and all sorts of stuff. People have their houses here. People like Adam Sandler has a house on Lake Winnipesaukee. Or Jimmy Fallon has a house on Lake Winnipesaukee. A lot of famous people do too. Okay. What do we have to offer? We have culinary arts, we have pastry arts, and then we also have hotel restaurant operations. Okay. We do have a beer brewing and fermentation certificate. Someone had to write it. That was me. Okay. You have to be 21 years old to take it, but right now it's on hold, and we'll probably be bringing it back soon. Okay, because we're in the middle of a building project. All right. So this is the best part about our school is that we have brand new kitchens and brand new facilities. We have a building project going on right now. We have our first kitchen built that we built as a pastry kitchen to start. And then our second kitchen right now is going to be our culinary kitchen. And we'll take you on a little tour later about that. I'll show you a little bit about that, and I'll give you some more information once we get going. And I'll take you on like a little virtual tour of what we have afterwards, after my presentation. So we have culinary arts, we have pastry arts, we have hotel restaurant operations, and like I said, we're going to have the beer brewing and fermentation program coming back as soon as we can. Okay. So what's the difference between all of these? Okay, so if you want to become a chef, all right, you go into culinary arts. If you want to become a pastry chef, all right, you go into pastry arts. Okay, if you want to become, you want kind of like a little bit of a mixture of everything, all right, you would go into hotel restaurant operations, and that deals with more like the front of the house. Like you can do the dining room, but you can also go into the kitchen. But at the same time, you're running hotels like in rooms and all that sort of things. Okay, be a hotel manager and so on and so forth. So that's important to know as well. Um, we develop our program so that they kind of intermingle with each other. Okay, and what does that mean? So as you can see here, this is our culinary arts. These are our core courses for culinary arts degrees. Okay, it's important to explain that there's two options. You can either go for an associate's degree, which is 2 years. An associate's degree, you have to take your math, your English, your science, and that's a standard across the country for everybody. Okay, your math, English, science, every single one of those courses. Those are standards if you want to get a degree. Okay, they're built in there. You have to have a certain amount of credits for it. Okay, and then you have your core classes, which is all your culinary classes, which is what you see right here. Okay, that you have there. But you'll notice that we have culinary art, culinary fundamentals. We have worldwide cuisine. We have garde manger. We have all these courses, which are excellent. Then we have the pastry degree, okay, which is we got bakery production, hot and cold plated desserts. So when I go back and I said that they intermingle with each other, what's important is that means that it's really only a difference if you came here for 2 degrees. It's only a difference between 6 different classes. All right. So once you get your gen eds out of the way, your math, your English, your science, you don't have to take that again for the next degree. So we have a lot of students that come here and they start off with culinary arts. All right. And then they say, well, maybe I want to do my pastry degree as well. And they do that. And it's about 6 different classes. All right. And there's also some of our core classes that also intermingle with each other too. You can see here at culinary arts, you have sanitation and safety, bakery production. You also have hot and cold plated desserts. Okay. You also have these in pastry. So that's what cuts down all the classes. So literally in 3 years, you could walk away with 2 associate's degrees, one in culinary, one in pastry. Okay. We also have hotel restaurant operations. Okay. We built this degree. It's a little bit more business side of things. Like I said, and it's running hotels and it's running, we have partnerships with all sorts of just different hotels. The Inn at Mill Falls, we also have a partnership with the Marriott, because there's a Marriott right across the street. The Nazwa Beach Resort, which is right down the road. Okay, because as I said, we're right in the Lakes region. And as part of the Lakes region, there is tons of hotels. This is vacation land for a lot of people. It's pretty important. You can see some of our students here that participate, in some of the things. This is our beer brewing and fermentation program. Our beer brewing and fermentation program is on hold right now, but we have Hermit Woods Winery right up the road, and this is he was one of our instructors that was heading up some of this program. And there's a lot of breweries. Okay, the reason why we started this is because what's attached to a brewery? Well, restaurants are attached to breweries, and and so they kind of go hand in hand. But it's also people who are interested in doing microbrews. So it's another side of the business. It's another facet of our industry that I like to come out and show people. So we originated. We were different places. We were small places. Like I said, we have a building program going on right now that I'm going to show you even more after this video. Okay, this kind of virtual video. But we originated at Shaker Table. Okay, so this is a Shaker Village. If anybody's ever been to Shaker Village, okay, before, a lot of times people take field trips there because it's a museum. It's a 700-acre property, and the Shakers were known for one thing. They're known for being 100% sustainable. Okay, that means they grew their own food. They made everything right from scratch. They were known for things like their furniture. They invented the washing machine. They invented clothespins. They invented a flat broom. All right, they are all about efficiency. So it was great for us to be there for a 700-acre property as a culinary arts program to be there because there's a huge culinary presence that was there. All right, so students would be like, Chef, I'm out of apples. There's a whole apple orchard there. Chef, I'm out of apples. What do I do? I said, well, why don't you hop that fence right there and start picking that fence right over here, okay? But we were always placed inside of a restaurant because we open and close a restaurant, so our schedule is a little bit different for school. So we would operate a restaurant 3 days a week on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from 11:30 till 1, we would open and close a restaurant. We would offer a full course menu, super salad, entree, dessert for a total of $12. Okay. Of course, we get a lot of elderly people that are in there that would come in there because it was in the afternoon. But we wouldn't pack it to the point where you couldn't handle that because we could turn the tables 3 times. We could serve 200 people. Okay, but this is an education facility. Okay, so we started to get away from that a little bit. Not a little bit, a lot. And our new facilities are built around being educational facilities for culinary arts. But Shaker Village is always one of our places that I love, and I always love being there. If you ever have a chance to visit there, go visit there. It's beautiful, but this is one of our restaurants. And this is just kind of show you what we did. These are the table settings that we would do, setting up our restaurant on a daily basis. We had an open kitchen, and we would cook, in front of, all the customers. Okay. But this is our new kitchen. This is the first of our new kitchen that's being built. Our second one is being built right now. This is set up as a pastry kitchen. The reason why we set up as a pastry kitchen, because the room was a little bit smaller, okay, and it was more set up for a pastry kitchen, okay. Well, the second one right now we're doing is a culinary kitchen, which is going to have grills and flat tops, and that's what you don't see in this picture right here, okay. It's more set up for bakery style, so that should be done by the next semester, by the time you guys come here, okay. And you can see it's beautiful. It's all brand new. It's all shiny. It's in use right now, and I'll take you for a tour later on after this video just to show you. Okay. We actually have a whole culinary floor at Lakes Region Community College, and you can see some of our students. And we were open up to the public before construction and before COVID. Okay. And that's going to come back once COVID's over. We're going to be back in business, and we're going to be offering, open up to the public so that you guys can run business as usual. Now, the college schedule is a little bit different. At high school, you guys go to classes for 90 minutes. All right. We go here for a full day. So if you took a culinary class here, let's say it's my garde manger class, or it's my Italian class, or one of these classes, you would start at 8:30 in the morning and we go to 2:45. Why? Because we serve to the public normally. Okay, but there are some times that we just cook for ourselves as well. But we want to try to give you that real life restaurant experience. Okay, so it's different, but that's great for you. You might be like, oh man, that's a long day. Well, it is a long day, but it goes by very quickly. But at the same time, rather than being in high school in a CTE program where you're 90 minutes, we start things and then we finish things. So you get to see the full process going through it. But at the same time, too, you might be working out in the industry, okay? And that's important. I always encourage people to work out in the industry. Why? Because you can pay off your college debt while you're going to school, especially if you go to Lakes Region Community College for $6,500. That's not much. All right, you could earn that while you're going to school, so that's important. And you can come to me and be like, Chef, listen, I want to, the difference between college and high school. I want to put all my classes on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I'll be like, okay, so we'll put all your classes on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That way you have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to work. Okay, or maybe you don't want to work at all. That's up to you. Okay, so but here's some of our pictures of our culinary floor. Some of our students that are currently, they are currently serving. You can see we're dressed up in full uniform, and so on and so forth. This is the old side of the culinary kitchen that's being renovated right now. I'm going to show you that even more. Okay, so we have two sides. It doesn't look good right now, obviously, but we were using it as a staging kitchen while we were under construction. So, but this is our whole culinary floor. Overlooks the cafeteria. All right, we have a cafeteria here, we kind of tie into each other when we do this. Okay, and you can see this is done up right now. This is all being redone. Everything's torn up. I'm going to show you that afterwards again. So I'm just going to show you these pictures really quickly. All right. One of the biggest things I like to tell people, when you get to college, get involved. Okay. Why get involved? Okay. Number one, you meet friends. You establish camaraderie with your peers. Okay. And it also looks good on your resume. We have tons of clubs and organizations that are here. Okay, everything from making video games to our club, which is the best club. It's the hospitality club. All right, you people at your culinary centers that you're at right now, or your career centers, or your at your schools that you're at right now, you get asked to do a lot of catering. Well, we get asked to do a lot of catering too. Okay, so what we did is we established a hospitality club. Okay, they have a president, they have a vice president, they have a treasurer, they have a secretary. Okay, just to know for formalities, they take and they do catering jobs. And what they do is they take all that money for the catering jobs and they put it in their account. And at the end of the year, we take a cruise to Bermuda. So you can see pictures here of students sitting in the hot tubs. We take a tour through the galleys and we meet and greet with some of the chefs. Okay. Right now we're not doing it obviously for COVID, but hopefully we would be back soon. But get involved. This is a free cruise. I never took a cruise when I went to school. Okay. And I paid a lot more money than $6,500. Okay. So get involved. You meet people, you meet other chefs. I've had other students that just got jobs just from being in the club, and they've been out catering, and other people, professionals, have seen them and said, hey, will you come work for me? Okay, so be involved. So one of the things that we said, like I told you at the beginning, is that we do have student housing. Okay, 2 and 3 bedroom apartments. These are pictures. They're all furnished. Okay, they're not dorms. Okay, when I went to school, we were in a dorm. Okay, I went in Johnson, Wales. I was in a small room. Okay, there was 4 people in it with like a little middle divider. All right, and you would share a bathroom out in the hallway. Okay, my first roommate was a 55-year-old biker from Colorado, Big Jim. And he would come out and he would come out and he would talk. He was a great guy, but he slept naked and he had a tattoo of a parrot on his back, and that's dorm living, So I was just kind of like, and my father was just kind of dropped me off laughing. First time I showed up at Johnson, Wales and tried to check in my dorm room, he starts laughing, So it's I say, sorry, I'm in room 254. Hi, roomie. I look up and there's Big Jim. Okay, so that's dorm living. This is student apartments. They have refrigerators. They have living rooms. They have Wi-Fi. All right, you can bring your TVs in there. You can bring all your stuff that you need in there, and you're all set. And they're beautiful. They're brand new. And once again, like I said, the cost for per year If you added housing, it'd be more like $14,000. Okay, so that's still better than 55, 60, or even $45,000. Okay, so it's important. Okay, so what did you do if you went to school even at that point in time, spending that money? If you went to school for 2 years, because we only offer associate's degrees, right? If you went to school here for 2 years, um, and then transferred to like a Johnson Wales or CIA, going back to what I was saying for that one student, what did you just do? You saved yourself about $100,000. Okay, that's important. All right, you save yourself some money. So you go to community college for 2 years, then you transfer on to a more affordable school for your bachelor's degree. Maybe they might have, that school might have a master's degree, or another school might have a master's degree. I did mine online, which is a fraction of the cost of actually going there. Between all three of those schools, you get your cost is more like $65,000 rather than the $200,000 bill that I'm talking to you about. Okay, do not bury yourself in college debt. That is the one biggest thing that I can tell you. All right, don't bury yourself in college debt. So I want you to check out our classes, and I'm going to show you some slides here. One of my favorite classes to teach is garde manger. All right, I love teaching garde manger. It's the art and craft of the cold kitchen. We're doing it right now. We do everything from right now we're curing our own bacon. Next week we're going to smoke it. We're brining our own beef brisket, and we're going to make corned beef out of it and pastrami. This week we made sausages. Okay. If you guys ever have a chance, we have a link on our website. Okay, on Facebook. I'm going to send you and your instructors some information on that, on housing. I'm going to give you my cards. I'm going to give you brochures. I'm going to give you everything. Okay. So after this video, you're going to watch a video of me doing a demo. So here's my garde manger class. We do things like pâtés and terrines, which are kind of old school, but I still do them because there's some restaurants that still have them. We do fruit carving. All right, we do a lot of that stuff. You can see our little penguin there. All right, so we have a little fun. I take a whole day to do that. Once again, these are pâtés and terrines. We do sausage making. This is our sausage making class. We do ice carving. Okay, I have a friend that has a business that does that makes the ice, and he shows the students how he makes the ice, and then we give a bunch of blocks, and we all just go there and do some ice carving. Okay, so you can see the whole point of this slideshow that I do and that I show you is to kind of show you the depth of what we do here at Lakes Region Community College. Okay, most people think, well, if I don't go to Johnson & Wales, if I don't go to CIA, I'm not getting the same deal. Well, guess what? You are. Okay, I actually created this program, and I added a lot of things into this class that I never had at Johnson & Wales or CIA or these places. Okay. So these these pictures that you see right here are all pictures of students that are doing their work in our class, in our actual classes. American Regional, it's one of the classes that I love to teach too, okay? It's all about our U.S. regional food. We're a huge melting pot here in the United States, so we go everywhere from New England. We do, Midwest cuisine. We go down to Tex-Mex. We do everything. This picture right here, this is our Clams Casino. Then we have our pork flautas for our Tex-Mex cuisine. We also have our Midwest. This is our Maytag blue cheese butter with our beef. Okay, that's on there. All right, so we try to create plate presentations. We try to create really tasty food so that you guys can learn and you can bring this out into the industry. This is our jambalaya from Louisiana. All right, and this is a California cioppino that we do, which is a nice seafood stew. This is a dish that was a student special dish. I bet there's seared scallops with its with a jasmine rice, and it's got a coconut curry sauce on it. All right. This is a pork that we have with a black bean sauce, or our Floridian menu. And we also have our shrimp with our mango and our garlic sauce. Okay. This dish right here I put in here because I don't know. I have when we have finals, I have students just do a mystery basket and they have to create a plate presentation. This is what it was one of them, but I forgot what they did. But, you know, like I said, I just wanted to show you as many pictures as possible. If you're interested in pastry, or you have to take this class for culinary arts as well, hot and cold plated desserts, right? This is important, okay? When you go out into the industry, you eat with your eyes, okay? So in learning how to plate up food is important. So this is our creme brulee. We got some chocolate cups here, you know, with mousse filled chocolate cups. We also have a flourless chocolate cake. All these pictures that you're looking at are done by our students, okay? Some students come in here, and that's the greatest thing about college. Some of the students come in here with a lot of knowledge. Some of them come in here with barely any knowledge, but they leave here with like a lot of knowledge, okay? It's a good mixture. You might have a student in here, your average age that you come out of high school, you're 18, 19 years old, you start school, you might be in class with somebody who's 55. We've even had people that were 65 years old in here. So it's important. So we have all sorts of torts you can see here. Oh, this is one of my favorites. All right, this is called a Charlotte Royale, okay? If you take a look at this, you take one of those metal bowls, you cover them with jelly rolls, and you put Bavarian cream on the inside. All right, you let it set, you flip it over, and you cut it as a cake. Oh. I've been eating it for years, and I'm fine, okay? Let me just tell you, all right? We do basic desserts like, you know, your basic shortcakes and so on and so forth. This is another one of my favorites. Macadamia nut brownie, okay, with banana cream on the inside. Beautiful, okay, excellent. So we have classical French cuisine. I love teaching classical French cuisine. Why? All right, because I get to introduce foods that you might have never had before, okay? I always start off my class with a little demo that we do, and then you know, then we'll do a whole menu for the rest of the day. So the first demo is right here. You can see me in this picture. What am I holding? Does anybody know what I'm holding? Yep, I'm holding frog legs. Okay, so a lot of menus don't have frog legs. Some menus still have frog legs on the menu, but a lot of places don't have them on the menu. But I teach them, so I sing over the rainbow. Okay, and we cook up the frog legs, and I make the students eat them. There's one rule in my class, okay, unless you're allergic to it, because obviously I don't want to see your face puff up and so on and so forth. But you always have to try everything, even if you don't like it, okay? You can say, I don't care for it or whatever. But what's the worst you're going to do? You're going to put it in your mouth and you're going to taste it and you're, oh, I don't like it. And you might spit it out. Okay, but at least you know what it tries like, okay? Or what it tastes like, okay? So, back on this one, this is cheese souffle. So these are classic dish that we learn in classical French cuisine. Cheese souffles. I also have dishes like beef bourguignon with vegetable ratatouille and truffle mashed potatoes. We have escargot. I use snails. Okay, escargot is snails, which is a classic dish, and a lot of restaurants still have that on the menu. Niçoise salads. We also do a Roquefort salad with endive. I always taught to learn how to make a perfect omelet in classical French cuisine, so I teach that. Once again, you're in the pastry, you'll be in breads and rolls class. We do everything from hamburger rolls to French baguettes to English muffins. So you can see some of these that we do, all right? And as I flip through this, okay, we do decorative breads like braided breads, so on and so forth. Bagels, we have a whole class on bagels. And you can see the whole, once again, this is just trying to show you the depth of what we do here at Lakes Region Community College. Don't think just because you're going to a college, a community college, that you're getting sold short. We actually do a lot more than normal, okay? If you guys are in pastry, we also have advanced classes, like advanced cakes and advanced pastries. These are some of our students. This is our advanced cake decorating class. You can see some of the fancy cakes they're doing. This is all sugar. This is all edible sugar work. There's also chocolate work that we have here too. We do chocolate centerpieces. We do truffles. They do all sorts of just different chocolates. All right. You might know some of these people from different schools. Maybe you don't. All right. But we cover a great, just kind of range of different classes in our culinary arts programs. And once again, I have all the information with your instructors. Okay. Brochures, information on housing, our list of classes, my card. Okay, don't forget about this. Call my cell phone's on there. Call me. I set up a tour. All right. If there's a small group of you, you can come in here. So once again, chocolate boxes. You can see some of the stuff that we do. Some of the students that are in our classes. All right. So it's important. Come see your options. Okay, it's not a bad option. We're right up in Laconia, New Hampshire, and we're right on Lake Winnipesaukee. If you want to take a tour, we can take small tours, maybe 5-10 people. I'll feed you. All right, I'll do a little cooking demonstration, or you can take and look at the class for the day. All right, and come around lunchtime, and you can take a little tour. Bring your folks, and do what you have to do. I know these are crazy times. Like I said, in COVID, all you're going to have to do is put a mask on. You're going to have to come through a checkpoint, get your temperature taken, and answer some questions that you've never been around with COVID until that changes. But we're still up and running. Our classes are still up and running. We just lessened our class size so that people can distance. They wear masks. All right, but you're still in culinary class, so that's important to know when you sign up for culinary program. We're still hands-on. All right. Some of your other classes, like your math or English class, they might be what's called hybrid, which I'm sure you're doing right now, which is partially in class, partially out class, or they might be all online. But either way, they're important. So I'm going to do a demo for you next, okay? And I'm also going to deliver the food to your school for you, okay? So you can sample that afterwards, all right? But I'm going to do a video of a demo of some dishes that you can try. And I want you to come see me. If you have any questions, take my card or ask your chef. They'll give you my email, they'll give you my cell phone. Give us a call, come visit us, all right? And please, like I said, use this as an option. It's important right now to even take a look at schools. Our industry is never going to die. It's still up and thriving, and we have plenty of jobs for people. So please come see us, and I enjoy it, and I look forward to come seeing you too as well. Thanks.